What's up, everybody? We're here with my buddy Dan. Thank you, Dan, for being on my channel.
No problem, Tim.
And we're gonna have the topic about. Well, we're gonna talk about Star Wars, of course, but we're gonna also talk about how remake movies are just complete garbage these days. So, Dan, I want to thank you first off for being on my channel, and yeah.
No problem, Tim. No problem.
And go ahead and start off with how would you thought about the new Star Wars?
Oh, God. Oh, where do I start? Oh. Ryan Johnson. Oh. That man should not have a trilogy, ever. I mean, I know most Star Wars fans, well, they're split down the middle right now. I mean, especially with the petition with the Luke Skywalker thing. And some fans are like, oh, I like it. Some people are like, oh, I hate it. I was in the same boat. I didn't like it.
I hate it.
I didn't like how they treated Luke Skywalker, and hence why we're making a video telling you about it.
True Star Wars fans right here. So listen up.
I mean, I got a bunch of action figures and Empire, love it, my favorite Star Wars movie.
Yeah, but like
Return of the Jedi.
Let's talk about how like what was so bad about this, like.
Contradictions. I mean, there's plot points. I mean, this is a movie standards. It's like
that made no sense at all.
There's a lot of stuff, and the more I think about it, the more I just hate the movie. Like I try to think, like, oh, maybe it isn't that bad, and then the more I think about it, the more I hate the freaking movie. I try not to, but it happens. It's like The Force Awakens.
True.
I tried. People are like, oh, watch it 3 times. It'll get better as you watch it. So I'm gonna force myself to try to shove it down my throat to make myself like it, but I don't.
Yeah. And I was a victim of the same mistakes. I made the same mistakes.
Exactly.
What's the point? I should give it a shot, and then I was.
Because they're going to try to shove down some corporate mumbo jumbo down my throat and say, hey, it's a Star Wars movie. Sure it is.
And that's what it's all about. Is this
money.
Not trying to please you as the viewer to make more money, but to just poorly make work to make money.
Exactly. I'm just in case, I'm going to say spoilers, just in case we do say something about The Last Jedi, or not ruining somebody's experience who hasn't seen the movie. I would say don't waste your money, but that's just me. I mean, well, what was the topic again? We're talking about...
Yeah, we're going to talk about, like, how...
Directors ruin movies, so...
Yeah, we're talking about how directors ruin movies.
Well, he wrote and directed, so, I mean, sometimes directors just direct and not write, but... not to say George Lucas is free from that about directing and,
They gave this guy, Ryan Johnson, a job to make this movie and did a very poorly job at it. And I blame the viewers, honestly. I blame the viewers for going out of their way to watch this.
Well, it's a Star Wars movie. Everyone gets hyped up. They hyped it up
It's
themselves. They did hype it up, like Snoke and everything. Disney themselves hyped it up.
He did such a poor job of like even trying to make it good.
Personally, I don't think he's ever seen a Star Wars movie. After rewatching the movie,
I don't think he ever watched.
Besides the fact that the movie was mostly politically, everything about it was political, about gender, political. It's almost where like our society's headed toward fascism, like straight up fascism, and that's the fact that it's attack on net neutrality. Which remember, Disney's one of those big companies that controls the media. Keep that in mind. When net neutrality, well, now it's already, the FCC got rid of it.
Yeah. Man, we're gonna make a topic about that later. We're gonna make
that's a topic for another time. I don't need to get off topic
and stuff. But let's talk more about like not just Star Wars, but like movies like I don't know, for instance, Ghostbusters.
Ghostbusters, that's a good example, Tim.
I mean,
Ghostbusters. We don't have Ghostbusters 1 here. We have 2, but you know what I mean. It was as good as the first one, but this is still better than the new 2016 one.
I still like the second one over any.
Oh yeah, 2016. I tried. I watched half the movie. I couldn't do it. I didn't watch it in the theaters. I didn't want to waste my money.
5 minutes.
I heard all the reviews.
5 minutes. I lasted 5 minutes.
You lasted 5 minutes. I tried to do half. I tried. If you feel like you wanted to watch it, like it was a Ghostbusters movie, but as you watch it, you're like, I just want to watch the originals again because this is not doing it for me.
And again, there you go, trying to just making
it's like
whatever
dumb comedy. It's like dumb fart jokes.
Writing whatever and just putting it out there.
And once again, the same thing, same idea. It's like this political agenda about gender or
and it has very
race or
yeah, right. And that, and also it has very dry humor.
Dry
a
humor,
lot of
yeah.
dry humor in these new.
I mean, they try.
remakes.
It's like they try to force jokes on you. Even like the new Star Wars, the same way.
G.I. Joe.
G.I. Joe. Oh, yeah.
G.I. Joe.
Yeah.
When G.I. Joe 2 when came out.
Yeah.
That was another one that was like, dude, it was just The Rock and I forget his name.
The original dude from the first movie. Yeah, I don't remember his name either.
I don't even remember
It's
his
been
name.
so long now.
You know, Jason Statham or something like that.
Yeah.
No, that's not him. But you know, they were just cracking at each other and stuff, and I'm like, really, seriously?
Exactly. Like,
Another
what?
movie that lasted like 5 minutes, and I just stopped completely.
It's like, I'm done.
I was done,
You couldn't even have to even be high for that one. Just it was.
and I wasn't thrilled at all.
Did you get to see the Ghostbusters with the new like ghosts they had? They're all trippy
Yeah,
looking.
and it was too CGI.
Did it just kill your buzz?
And it killed my buzz, and it was just terrible.
That's
But
horrible.
that said, yeah, just terrible remakes. And what about like Star Trek?
Oh yeah. Well, speaking of which, like Star Trek.
The remake of Star Trek.
There's the original Star Trek. I don't know the special edition or whatever, but I mean, why? I mean, they were good. Why do we need reboots of the same thing? I mean,
It was already done.
these guys have better story than the newer Star Trek movies, and I'm not personally a Trekkie. I have friends are, and
I'm
they
Trekkie
hate the new
myself.
Star Trek. I like them, but I can totally see now from that perspective because what they did to my Star Wars, I totally understand now.
They're
I totally
like,
get it.
haha, now you know how we feel.
Yeah, that's so. My friend said like, oh, now you guys know how it feels. Now they raped your Star Wars, you know. Now you know how it feels. You know.
Awesome.
You know, but I mean, we're getting off topic. Directors, I mean, yeah, there's some good directors in this movie. I mean,
Well, I mean, yeah, there's great directors like Peter Jackson that made Lord of the Rings. That was a great, and The Hobbit. Those were great remakes of a great book, you know.
Yeah. Or Ivan Kushner, the guy who directed.
Ivan Kushner.
Hopefully, I'm pronouncing it right. Just do it in the comments if I'm not. Of Empire, you know, which I think he was a good director.
Yep.
You know.
So,
I mean, Lucas is good, you know. Mostly. He had the great idea, you know. We know how the prequels went.
Oh, dude.
We're not all big fans, but they're still... I can still watch them over these two movies. There's two movies I can't even watch them. But
Well, all right, Dan. I want to thank you for being on my channel to talk about this. We're gonna have part 2.
Oh, before you get Ninja Turtles, another one.
Ninja Turtles.
Ninja Turtles.
Another one. That was a remake.
Michael Bay.
Michael
Transformers.
Bay
Why?
doing
Why?
all these
Explosions?
things,
No
and
story?
just how there's no story plot. It's just special effects.
So,
He doesn't know the difference. That's why.
Exactly. He doesn't know the difference. That's a fucking problem. Sorry. We're not supposed to curse. My bad.
Yeah, apparently we're not supposed to
We're
curse
not supposed
on
to YouTube. I don't know.
on YouTube. We have sailors' mouths and we're
So.
trying. So,
You know.
but yeah, again, Dan, thank you.
Tim, no problem.
For,
You know,
when we're gonna come back to this on part 2
of course.
on more
And,
remakes.
you know, if you guys have any comments, you want to leave, we did something wrong, we're not doing something right, let us know. We'll
let us
fix
know.
it.
I
We'll
would
make it
love
better.
to hear all the comments.
You want better
all
backdrop,
you have to say.
know.
So
And right now we have a camera, so we can't really edit anything.
I pretty much did this off my phone. But once we start making some money, we're gonna get some better equipment. And also, I would like to make a shout out to Bill Johnson in Bucks County up in PA. He's another guy that's, hollered at me on Facebook, and I just want to holler him back on this. So leave a comment and subscribe. And Dan,
Tim.
we are gonna come back to another episode of this. So
We'll get better at it.
stay tuned.
Yep.